Today we will be discussing about the Bhagavad Gita. It's going to be a very brief introduction to this great text which we are all familiar with, the Bhagavad Gita. I will be dealing with its source. I will also be dealing with what is its contents. If anybody asks us, what is the Gita all about? So we should be able to tell somebody just in 2 words what exactly is the contents of the Gita. So we'll talk about that. We'll discuss about who wrote it, why was it written, when somebody gave it out, was it taken down, notes taken down by somebody? And then also I am going to cover what exactly is the significance of the Gitopadesha scene, which we are very familiar with, the chariot and Krishna and Arjuna. That we will also find out if the purpose of the Gita was served. After all, it's a 700 verse text over there. So when whoever gave it out to the other person on the other side, the receiving end, did the receiving end really benefit from it? And then also we will look into what exactly is the medium of instruction over here. What is the importance of Sanskrit? This is just a few points that I will be discussing today over here. A disciple once came to his guru and asked him, "Sir, you have been teaching us the scriptures, the Upanishads, the Brahma Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, all of them are very important. We know that. But somehow I feel," the disciple told him, "I feel that Gita holds a very special place for you in your heart. Why is it, sir? What is so special about the Gita?" is what he asked. The teacher smiled. And said, "Son, you know that I go for satsangs, I go for discourses, and wherever I go, I am introduced to my audience. Somebody introduces me, so and so, etc. Identity over there. But is there something which introduces us to ourselves?" Okay. So when the disciple asked his guru, "Why is it, sir? What is so special about the Gita, Bhagavad Gita to you?" he said, "This is the sacred text that introduced me to myself." That's very important to us. All that we know about ourselves is what others have told us about ourselves. So our identity is not so much built upon our own introspection and our own honest self-evaluation of ourselves, but what others say so about us. 99% is the same. It is like that. So therefore the guru, the teacher, told the disciple, "This is the text that introduced me to myself. And therefore what can be anything more special than that which introduces us to ourselves?" That's why it's very special for me. Why is it so special? Because once we get introduced to ourselves, only then introspection can begin. Only then we start to understand what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, where is it that we should change. These are all these things come in front of us. Of course, it's change for the better. So once that comes into us, only then, yes, there is hope for change, there is scope for change, and then we can really bring about the change that we need in our lives for a meaningful, purposeful life for ourselves and for everybody else. This is not only in the spiritual field. This is both in the materialistic field and in the spiritual field also. So how is it possible for all of us? We are such a variety of people. The Bhagavad Gita, our masters say, is like a mirror. So whenever we go in and stand in front of a mirror, it shows a honest reflection of us to ourselves. So therefore, when we approach the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, it gives us a honest evaluation of ourselves. So where we are, what we are, wherever we are, whoever we are, it can be any career. It can be from being a businessman to a political leader, to a teacher, to student, to being a student, to being a simple homemaker. So whatever we are, and in whichever field we are, man or woman, elderly person or younger person, rich or poor, this caste, that caste, it doesn't matter at all. It caters to everybody. So once therefore not only it tells us where we stand, it also tells us how we can improve from there. For that, should we have a prerequisite? Is there any condition? This much of purification should already have been there in you. Only then you will benefit from the Gita. Nothing like that at all. The Bhagavad Gita, the universal mother, comes down to our level. And along with us, she walks our path. It can be materialistic or it can be spiritual. Anywhere, like I already said, wherever we are, it comes down to our level and it holds our hand and leads us from where we are. So it becomes very, very comfortable for us. See the comfort level over there. And again, masters, see, what is the Gita all about? Simple it is. It is just the art of man making. We are all human beings standing on 2 feet. Do we have humane qualities? They say, be good, do good. Are we doing that? We are all Manava, Manushya. Do we have that Manushatva in us? Those beautiful qualities in us, inner qualities in us, subjective. And afterwards, are we delivering it properly outside of us? So it's simple. It's just the art of man making. It sort of reprograms us. Whatever we are now, all the unwanted things are all taken out and very nice, beautiful things are added to us. And then we are a wholesome, healthy personality at all levels, physical, mental, intellectual and spiritual. Where all within ourselves first, charity begins at home. First we should be good, only then we can hope to do good outside. I am not talking about goodiness. I am not talking about hypocrisy, hypocrite, where we are not good inside but we project goodness outside. That is not what it is all about at all. So therefore, first it caters to us at the individual level. Within us, some readjustments are done. It also caters to us at a family level, our small little families. Extended family is the society. So at all the 3 levels, society level, the family level and within me also. So therefore, there is a total rehabilitation of our personality, inner personality more, because at the physical level we can't do much. So therefore, the Gita caters to all of us. Now coming to the source of the Gita, where is it? It occupies the central position in the great epic called the Mahabharata. It is the longest epic. So in the Mahabharata it comes, there are supposed to be Pancharatnas, 5 gems in the Mahabharata, and one of the gem is the Bhagavad Gita there. Who gave it out to us? Vyasa Bhagavan gave it out to us. Supposed to be an avatar. He is an avatar of the Lord himself. Vyasa Purnima is just round the corner. He is one of our first visionaries and therefore our first missionary. He gave to us the Vedas and therefore he gave to us the Upanishads. He has given to us the Brahma Sutras. He has given to us the Puranas. He has given to us the Bhagavad Gita through the Mahabharata. So the theory part is there, spiritual knowledge is there. How to put it into practice, methodologies are there, methods are there. Vedic hymns and prayers are there in our Vedas. He has given it to us, the hymns and the chants, the Vedic. In the Puranas, there are so many invocations. Prahlada's invocation, Dhruva's invocation, Ambarisha's invocation, Uddhava's invocation, the Gopis' invocation. So these are also again prayers for all of us. He's given us so many Gitas. We only know Bhagavad Gita. At least we have heard the name. Many of us have studied it. There are so Kapila Gita, Uddhava Gita, Guru Gita. See, so many Gitas are there. Who gave it to us? Vyasa Bhagavan gave it to us. The Sahasranamas he gave to us. In the Mahabharata itself, we have the Shiva Sahasranama, we have the Vishnu Sahasranama, and the other Sahasranamas come in the Puranas, which he has given to us. And the Mahabharata also very beautifully is called as the fifth Veda. So we always feel, oh, it's nothing but a story of the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Vyasa Bhagavan, who is the greatest of rishis, did not sit down there to write a small story. Once upon a time, there was a king and a queen, and then they lived happily ever after. It is not that he has given to us. All these sublime, subtle truths which are there, which should be realized by all of us at some point of time in our lives, have all been dramatized. All of them have come alive through those beautiful characters that are there in the Puranas and in the Mahabharata. And who wrote it? He narrated it. Vyasa Bhagavan narrated it. Who was the scribe? Who wrote it down? The importance of Mahabharata. None other than Ganapati himself. So many stories are there. Again, what was the contract between the two of them? I am not going into the details of that, because then sheer time. So Ganapati, who is the Lord of knowledge and wisdom, he himself undertook the writing of the Mahabharata. And the entire drama we know over there. Most of us know this, all of us know the story behind it. We have the Pandavas and we have the Kauravas over there. Both of them are cousins. Both of them are brothers. The Pandavas stand for the good, the Kauravas stand for the bad. Conflict eternal. So there is a very beautiful drama narrated over there, which happens in society, which happens in our houses, which happens within ourselves. Why have they been depicted as brothers over there? Because the good and the bad, from where do they come? They come from our own mind. So mind is the source for the good, mind is the source for the bad. So who is the father and mother of the bad and the good? Our own mind. Therefore they are depicted as brothers or cousin brothers over there. Conflict always. So we are not talking about that last war that happened, the Kurukshetra war. Eternally for us, life is a battle. Life is a challenge. At all three levels. I already said, within us, in our family background, domestic field, and in the social field, society, outside. Constantly there is conflict between the good and the bad. In us also, the good qualities always will try to be dominant and overpower the bad always will try to overpower and overshadow the good in us, will try to suppress it. So there is an eternal battle. We say, oh, today Ramayana happened, today in my house Mahabharata happened. Well, it's happening in the society, it's happening in our own homes, in our families, and of course it's happening within us also. So therefore, he has presented to us a very big, beautiful drama over there, just for the sake of the Bhagavad Gita. The central theme is the Bhagavad Gita. But for us, all these things are necessary. So therefore, we have over there the Pandavas and the Kauravas eternally in conflict. And then finally, when nothing the problem could not be solved at all, there they have arrived in Kurukshetra, the battlefield, to fight with each other. We'll come to that later on. Why Arjuna needed the Bhagavad Gita and all that, we'll come to that later on. So Kauravas were nurtured and nourished by whom? Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. Dhritarashtra, Rashtra means country, Dhridham means firm. So his very name Dhritarashtra means one who could integrate, who could have integrated not only the country outside, who could have integrated everybody over there. First is family integration. First we have to get integrated within ourselves. Intellect says something, mind says no, I will do something else. See, there itself there is disintegration. So integration at all levels. Dhritarashtra was capable of it. He was sitting on the throne, the seat of Dharma, Simhasana. But because of his moha, vyamoha, overwhelmed by his excessive attachment to his children, they were not taken care of. And his wife Gandhari chose to be blind. See, blind is not physical blindness we are talking about. I am talking about the significance behind it. When the father is blind and the mother also is blind over there, the children are not, first of all, they are not exposed to the realities of life. Therefore, the children will not be exposed to the realities of life at all. Therefore, we know what they are, the Kauravas. On the other side, the Pandavas, brought up by Kunti, ever she is rooted and grounded in Krishna Bhakti. In fact, Krishna asks, what do you want? Keep me in sorrow, keep me in grief, keep me in trouble, no problem, Krishna. She says, why? That's what grounds me. It always makes me conscious of the reality. Reality of life is not always happy, happy, happy. Ups and downs will come. My Guru Swami Chinmayananda used to say, the main diet is sorrow for all of us. Main diet. So the rice we eat or the roti that we eat, main diet. And happiness comes to you like the chutney and the pickle, not even like the sabji. This much only. So she and her children were exposed to everything, the realities of life. And she was constantly with them. Kunti was constantly with the Pandavas. Therefore, now we know how the upbringing over there. So the Kauravas and the Pandavas. So the Pandavas there stand for or signify for all that is good, all that is righteous, dharma. The Kauravas on the other side stand for all that is negative, evil, bad, adharma, unrighteousness. This is the war or the conflict that is happening constantly in all of us. Dhritarashtra failed to integrate. Therefore, even though he was the king, there the children are out on the war field to fight with each other. So, the entire Mahabharata and the entire Gita, Bhagavad Gita also, it not only caters to us within ourselves, subjective education, it caters also to us as a unit in our family, what we should do, what we should not be doing, and also it caters to us as a social member in the society. So, all of them are very, very beautifully taken care of over here. That is why the Mahabharata is called as the fifth Veda, because it is anchored in Dharma. When the battle is about to start, Yudhishthira, the eldest of the Pandavas, Sthiram means steady. Yuddha means conflict, not just war. So, eternal conflict is always there for us. He is one who is steady in conflict. Come what may, he knows how to keep his balance, his composure. He is always in the state of equanimity, the eldest brother. That is why he is called a Dharmaraja, Dharmaraya. So, when the war is about to start, he gets down from the chariot, goes to Bhishma Pitamaha, goes to Dronacharya. It comes in the Mahabharata, seeks their blessings. Look at the irony of it. He is going to fight them. So, he knows over there, this is not a battle person to person. There is no killing over there for selfishness, for petty profit, very small gain. There is no that way a killing over there. This is a clash of ideals, ideologies. So, he knows he is standing for Dharma. He knows the other side is standing for Adharma. Therefore, this has become now a clash between Dharma and Adharma. So, when two countries are fighting, if at all there is a war, it is not person to person conflict over there. A soldier of this country kills another soldier of another belonging to another country. We don't brand him as a murderer or a killer. In fact, the more he is able to crush and defeat and kill, he gets the awards. Because there is no I, there is no mine over there. He is standing for a larger cause. He is standing for the country. See, there is no I, mine, ego there at all. Ego-centered, he is not doing anything. He is country-centered, vastness over there. I am standing for my country. I am standing for what my country stands for. So at that point of time, there is no small little, I want to gain this or I want to gain this, is not there. Yudhishthira was convinced of it. He knew very clearly, even though Bhishma Pitamaha and Dronacharya were great, even today we salute them. They are the ones who even nurtured and nourished the Pandavas also. But still now they are standing on the other side. Bhishma Pitamaha knows he is going to get killed in the battle. Dronacharya knows very well. But still anybody else would have come running onto this side. Because saving, I want survival. No, they stand over there. They stand over there. So therefore, Yudhishthira goes and seeks the blessings of Bhishma Pitamaha. Bhishma Pitamaha so beautifully tells him, you are rooted in Dharma. Where Dharma is there, truth will be there. Where truth is there, the Lord will be there. Where the Lord is there, victory is round the corner. Therefore, Krishna was there on that side. If they were just fighting like anybody else, cats and dogs fighting, Krishna would not have been on the side of the Pandavas at all. He is leading from the front. Though he is not lifting up even one weapon, he leads from the front. Why? Dharma samsthapanarthaya. I want to reinstate back Dharma in all its glory. But he is using the Pandavas as his instruments. He won't do it himself, but he uses it directly and indirectly Krishna. Therefore, he is on that side. So, very beautifully Bhishma Pitamaha says, you are on the side of Dharma, the Lord is there where Dharma is, where the Lord is, victory has to come to you. Go and perform your duties and responsibilities, he says, and just blesses him and sends him back. That's when the war starts. The beauty of all these things. So next we will take up now the Bhagavad Gita. We know who gave it out and to whom was it given out. Now we all know that the Upanishads are the ultimate for us. Vedaka Ant. If we can read and digest the Upanishads and put it into practice and live it, moksha is there round the corner for all of us. But they are so subtle, the truths, it's very difficult for us first of all to understand. Then after understanding, we should be able to put it into practice in our seat of meditation. It's difficult because our inner equipment is not yet purified, not yet made sukshma, not yet made subtle. It's difficult. It's like concentrated milk given to a little baby. Indigestion will happen. Here we won't understand it at all. So therefore, the essence of all the Upanishads put together in a little diluted form, Krishna is bringing it down to our level. So it's like diluted milk being given to a little child, so that he or she can easily digest it. It suits our system. So we are all over there caught up in samsara. Upanishads is very difficult for all of us. Therefore, we have the Lord coming over there, Sri Krishna, and then diluting not in the sense that some truths are all gone away, not like that at all. He makes it easy for us to understand. So what is the Gita all about? Nothing but the Upanishads retold in simple words, that's all. So the essence of the Upanishads is what the Gita is the entire content of the Gita. Now to hear the Upanishad, who gives discourses or who teaches the Upanishad, those days we had our masters in the Himalayas. Many of them chose never to come down to the plains. They would stay there. If any students want to learn the Upanishads, let them come, make a pilgrimage, difficult journey, leave their homes and then come up to the Himalayas. So very difficult for us. Our masters who knew the Upanishads, who have realized, become a Jivan Mukta, they stayed in the Himalayas. They never came down. And the students had to go from here, trek, those days. So sufficient amount of renunciation should have been there. Purification should have already happened to some sufficient level. We should have given up so many things. Desires dropped, at least to some extent. If anybody wanted to learn what are the truths that are enshrined in the Upanishads. So on the other hand over here, instead of the truths being given out in the beautiful, lovely Himalayan valleys on the banks of the Ganges, it's a very beautiful, conducive environment. On the other hand, we see the Gita given out in the war field, dusty, heat, noisy, our samsara. I am just bringing in the contrast over there. So therefore, the scenario where the Upanishads were given out in the quiet Himalayan valleys, in the ashram of the Guru, on the banks of the Ganges, no trouble at all over there. And here is a marketplace, downtown it is. Warfield is what has been taken over there. We can't have a more horrible, terrible situation than a warfield over there. Gita was given out there. And who is the one who is giving out the truths over there? Not a Muni or a Rishi sitting in the Himalayas. Here is Krishna. Who is he? He makes it all so comfortable. He is just a householder like all of us. He knows our problems. He knows what samsara is all about. He knows our difficulties. He's come down. Lord Avatarana means coming down. He comes down to the student's level and then teaches him. And comes to where the student is standing. Where is the student? In the war field. He didn't say, come to Dwarka palace. I will give it to you in my inner chambers. On the other hand, Krishna went to the war field over there. And therefore, Krishna therefore represents for us the greatest of rishis. Though he is a householder, he is a role model. He stands for the state of absolute perfection. We can't take up Krishna's personality over there. That is another topic by itself. So Krishna is the one who gave out the truths, Upanishadic truths simplified. He is the Guru there. And who is the Shishya over there? Not the Shishyas who went leaving their homes, leaving their families, went for the sake of realization, I don't want anything to do with samsara, and then reached the master's humble, simple hutment. No, this is Arjuna over here. Not even Yudhishthira. He is in the middle. So therefore, he has got sattvic qualities. He is very good. He is very noble, very virtuous, but very active, dynamic. He's got his ambitions. He's got his desires. He wants glory. He wants fame. But yes, he is on the side of dharma and not on the side of adharma. So therefore, Arjuna represents any one of us, a down-to-earth, simple, average human being, is what Arjuna represents over there. So he is the disciple over there. All of us are Arjunas only. Where is he? Again in the war field. We'll come to that later on. What happens to Arjuna and then why Krishna had to take over and teach him over there. We'll come to that later on. So the comfort level over there, teacher has come down to our level, Krishna, coming down to the level of Arjuna. And he has a problem, Krishna is helping him to solve the problem over there. So this, the scenario over there. So Krishna is the Guru over there, giving out the essence of the Upanishads in a form, in a manner which is digestible, receivable to the disciple in front of him. And who is it? Arjuna over there. What is the medium of instruction over there? Sanskrit. Some of us are very, very averse to this Sanskrit. Why was the language Sanskrit chosen over there? Sanskrit, we say Samskritam, Samskrita comes from the word samskara. So Samskrita means cultured, refined, bhasha over there, language. It is also called a Devanagari. Nagara means we know city. What constitutes a city? A number of houses put together constitutes a city. So what is this Nagara? We are talking about number of verses together. or number of sentences put together, or number of words put together. See, each one of them is a city by itself. Sentence city, sentence is city, word city. How will a word be formed? Number of alphabets put together, aksharas put together. It's a big nagara over there. So when we see Sanskrit, even seeing over there have been experiments done at the science level just to see. We don't even have to open our mouth and loudly, chant also. To see the Sanskrit, Sanskritam written there, to see with our eyes, to hear with our ears, to chant with our tongue, and to bring the mind over there, mind and intellect over there, focusing and concentration over there, automatically the vibrations over there are so conducive that when it all reaches us, we are taken into a Daivatva state. That's why Devanagari, Deva means Daivatvam, Daivatva means divine, good over there. Automatically our minds get uplifted, elevated. It gives us such a beautiful feeling when we all put together, even 3 or 4, chant any of our verses. It can be Vishnu Sahasranama, it can be Bhagavad Gita, it can be the Upanishads. At a particular pitch, all of us in sync chant, we can make out the vibrational effect in the entire surrounding. That's why satsang has got so much of importance over there. So that is why this particular language has been chosen over there. Sanskritam, refined culture. And also this language, the elasticity is infinite. Elasticity. How much can I squeeze into it? Meaning. It says you can squeeze in any amount. Can you take it in? Yes, I can take it in. Our suitcase can't take it. If we go on packing it, it will burst. But the alphabets are like that. The space between alphabets, space between words, space between sentences, space between verses. The elasticity is so much. Adaptability, flexibility, we can pack and squeeze in so much of information there. That is why we need a teacher to open it up all and give it to us. Because it all looks like coded. Simple words over there. How much of depth is there in it? Vastness is there, depth is there. The words can stand it. The sentences can stand it. The alphabets can stand it. Which language has got all this? This Sanskrit language has got it. That's the beauty of that. Before we enter into this Krishna and Arjuna, face to face with each other, and the problem that Arjuna encounters over there, I would like to now talk about the Gitopadesha scene. Many of us have it. We would have put it up on the wall, a painting it can be, or we would have framed it up, or somebody, a sandalwood image in a glass case. What is it? Gitopadesha scene. Some of us are given mementos also of it. What does the Gitopadesha scene mean to us? We should know. What is its importance? Why is it's become so popular? It's so famous. Not only now, those days also it was very famous. Does it carry a message for each one of us? Because basically our talk is, why Gita for me? Does it convey a meaning to us? Yes, it conveys a very, very significant meaning to all of us. Let's see what it is over there. Now, the entire Gitopadesha, the moment we say Gitopadesha scene, what comes to our mind? There is a chariot over there, beautiful chariot we are told. On top there is a flag, and in the flag is the emblem Hanumanji. Either he is on the flag or he is sitting over there. So this is the chariot. The chariot is yoked to 5 horses, white horses, 4 or 5. In some pictures it will be 4, in some it will be 5. We will come to that. And the horses are all reined. Who has got the reins in his hand? Krishna has got the reins in his hand. And so Krishna becomes the driver of the chariot. How can we make the Lord a driver of our car or jeep? We have to make him. Only then our life will be okay. We will be taken to our safe destination. So Krishna is at the wheels of the chariot. He's got the horses well under his control. He's got a whip in his hand also. And then who is there behind him? He's the boss over there, the owner over there. Who is he? Arjuna is there. Arjuna has discarded or dropped off all his weapons and is sitting on the floor of the chariot. There will be different pictures. We are not to worry about it, because the Gita says Arjuna sat on the floor of the chariot. So we have Arjuna sitting on the floor of the chariot, dropped his weapons, his bow and arrows, quiver of arrows. Krishna is half turned. Why? He has to look at Arjuna, what is happening to Arjuna on one side. Other side horses are there. Leave them, they'll run away. And when they go, they don't go alone. They take the chariot and the driver and the owner also to wherever they land. So he has to have an eye on the horses also and the reins in his hand. And what is he doing? He is advising Arjuna over there. Krishna is advising Arjuna over there. This is the simple Gitopadesha scene which we are familiar with. Where is it? Its source. Where has it been sourced from? It has been sourced from one of our very, very important Upanishads called Kathopanishad. Why did Vyasa take it from there? Vyasa only has given both of them to us. So he is free to take something from his own work and put it somewhere else in his own work if it suits. So the entire Gitopadesha scene has been very beautifully described in the Kathopanishad, one of our important major Upanishads. It's there. So the same thing over here. So what does the Gitopadesha scene mean to? It's outside over there. No, it is very subjective over there. So the chariot represents our own body, physical body, head, trunk, hands, legs, etc. Of course, along with their limbs and organs. So the chariot over there, Ratha, represents our own physical body. What are the horses representing over there? 5 of them. They represent our organs of perception, through which the world outside enters into us. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. These are they are called as Jnanendriyas, organs of knowledge, organs of perception, through which the knowledge of the outside world enters into us. We see forms and colors, we hear sounds, we get fragrances to our nose, taste, tongue, and the texture, sensation to the skin. So the 5 horses over there represent the 5 sense organs. Now, in reality, we can't yoke a chariot to 5 horses. It should be an even number. So therefore, in some pictures 5 are shown because 5 represent our 5 sense organs. But in some they show 4. We have to understand that the skin and the tongue have been made one, that's all. It's symbolic over there. So the chariot is our body, the horses represent the sense organs. And what about Krishna and Arjuna over there? Krishna represents the intellect, buddhi there. It takes decisions, and it takes right decisions. Why? Krishna takes the right decision. So we are talking about a pure, subtle intellect, which always takes the right decision. And what does, who is Arjuna there? Mind over there. Mind is always in a state of confusion. I do not know what to do, I do not know what to do. Should I do this or should I not do that? Samshayatmaka manaha, nischayatmaka buddhi. So Krishna and Arjuna there represent the mind and the intellect. Sitting in the body called the chariot and these 5 sense organs, they take us out into the world. I see things, I hear things. So it's moving over there. Now, where should they, who should have the reins in their hand? If the reins are in Arjuna's hand, gone. We know that. When everything is under under our mind, we know what the mind will do to us. Mind says, do this, don't do that, and then we just go and do whatever we want to do. Why? Mind told me to do this, and therefore everything collapsed over there. The sense organs should always be under the control of the buddhi, intellect. Intellect should be in front. Then the mind should be there. In us, all ulta it has become. Mind is in front, intellect behind. Switched off intellect for us. What will the horses do? No reins. Horses go haywire. Wherever they want to go, they go. And do whatever they want to do. Along with the mind. They pull us also into the outer world. And the whole personality of ours collapses over there. Everything is wrong and wrong and wrong. Why we walk the path of adharma? We walk the path which we should not be walking. So therefore, Krishna represents the intellect, Arjuna represents the mind. No doubt the mind doesn't know what to do. It's ready to act. For students, ready to answer the exam. Bow and the arrow, pen ready in the hand, but doesn't know what to do. Collapsed over there. Mind doesn't know what to do. So he has dropped off his instruments of activity and he is asking now what to do. I do not know what to do. What to do and what not to do. Please guide me. The intellect slowly guides the mind. Every moment is happening in our lives. Whenever we do not know what to do, we look up to the intellect. It's giving a running commentary behind, but we switch it off. Or we put a thick curtain between our intellect and our mind and do whatever mind says do this, the body says okay, and it goes into the world outside. So we should always be, the mind in us, Arjuna, should always be listening to, taking the advice of the intellect. Who is that? Krishna there. So we can call Krishna and Arjuna pair as mind and intellect. We can call it as the lower mind and the higher mind. It doesn't matter. We can call it as the lower self and the higher self. Or we can say Arjuna represents Jivatma, individuals. Then what does Krishna represent? Paramatma he represents. Where is he? Inside us. He is not somewhere in Kailas and Vaikuntha over there. Lord is there sitting in us. So if we are a Jivatma, an individual soul, not knowing what to do, we can seek guidance from him. All that we have to do is just do what Arjuna did. We will come to that later on. So therefore, the Lord is always there ready to tell us what to do and what not to do. So therefore, Arjuna and Krishna also very beautifully represent for us Jivatma and Paramatma also. Now coming to, I already said, if somebody asks us, tell me what is all this Gita about? 700 verses are there, 18 chapters are there. In some editions of the Gita, there will be 701 verses. The 13th chapter has one extra verse. So what is the Gita all about? Quickly tell me, I have no time. What is the contents of it? What is the learning from it? It's so beautiful. If we take the first chapter, first verse, first line, first word, it starts with Dharma. Last chapter, 18th chapter, last chapter, last verse, last line, last word. It concludes, ends with Mama. So the entire 700 verses are packed between two small little words, Dharma and Mama. We'll take them both out and put them together. It becomes Dharma Mama. We can reverse them. It becomes Mama Dharma. Simple. We never knew that to tell somebody what is the contents of the Gita is so simple. My Mama Dharma it is. Mama means my. Mind, my, M-Y. It's not talking about somebody else's Dharma. We always say, you do it. You do it. To children, tell the truth. What about you, mommy? Don't ask me. You do. Your duty is to tell the truth. Your duty is to read for the examination. Your duty is to write properly. See, everything is always you. Your Dharma, your duties, your responsibilities, irrespective of whoever it is. Bhagavad Gita is not talking about somebody else's Dharma. It's talking about my Dharma. See how the Gita becomes so personal. That is why it's so sweet. It's very, very endearing to us. If we go through it verse by verse, not the word meaning, depth meaning, we'll be able to relate to it so beautifully. It's just talking to me. It's unique, mine. Is it talking to somebody else? I don't know. But somebody else will say, no, it's talking to me also, as much as it's talking to you. That's the greatness of it. Gita Madhuram. Why? Madhuradipater Akhilam Madhuram it is. That's why Gita holds a very, very special place for everybody. It's an answer. It has got an answer and a solution to every problem, whatever be the problem. It has got a solution over there. Only we should approach it properly, that's all. So, Mama Dharma, simple it is. What is it telling me or teaching me? See, suddenly we become very, very quiet, whisper, Mama Dharma, my Dharma is talking. So, we would no need of opening the mouth and loudly talking to somebody. My Dharma is talking. It so beautifully connects to us at such a very, very personal level. It touches us and connects with us. Mama Dharma, my. Now, what is Dharma we should know? Dharma is a very, very complicated word. It's got so many meanings. Simplest we say is, do your Dharma means perform your duties and responsibilities. That is one. Your job is to be good. Your Dharma is to be good. See, we use it in that context. It's right also. But at a very large scale, what does Dharma mean? It just represents the law of being. It's the law of me being a human being. I'm just using more words. It's the law of me. Me means each one of us being a human being first. First we be a human being. Then we'll see other things. If we are walking on 2 feet and then still behaving like an animal and a Rakshasa, we will be only counted for the vote bank. Then we are a population, we are not a people. How do we make a people? The country is not population. It's become like that. The country is a people. And what does people mean over there? People means human beings, where each one of us knows what it is to be a human being. So, Dharma means my law of being. I'm making it very simple over here, just for the sake of the time factor. What does my Dharma mean? Mama Dharma. In this place, wherever we are, in this time, whatever it be, in this situation and circumstance or occasion, whatever it be, this way or that way, what should I be doing which caters to not only my welfare and my well-being, but at least it takes care of my immediate surroundings. Surrounding means things and beings are also there. So many things are there. So many people are there. Family. Their welfare and well-being is also taken care of. Then we extend it to the society. If I can't even take care of my family, what will I do for society? So, I'm just repeating it again. In this place, in this time, in this situation and circumstance or the surroundings, what should I be doing which takes care of not only my welfare and my well-being, but it takes care of everybody's welfare and well-being, is called Dharma. Why did we put things also? In school only we have living beings and non-living. At the higher level, spiritual level, there is nothing like living and non-living. All are living. What about the mobile and the anything, the table and the chair? All are alive. Only they are not expressing like us. All are alive. Aliveness is there. Why is aliveness there in them? Bhagavan is there in all of them. He exists in every being and everything. Therefore, the thing is existing. Therefore, the person is existing. See, that's why we say everything is alive. So, simple Dharma, that's what it means. Mama Dharma. So, it holds good for everything. In the puja room, in this place, in this time, in this situation, what should I be doing for my welfare and well-being, along with everybody's welfare and well-being? If we can memorize this, all of us can become very, very good people. Good people, not goody people. No hypocrites over there. In the kitchen, yes. In the marketplace, yes. In our jobs, bank, school, college, office, yes. Company, yes. Political leader, Vidhan Saudha, yes. Then there will be no screaming and shouting over there. Everything, everybody. See, if all of us align ourselves together to our own dharmas, nature is be extended. So then we start being in harmony with nature. She will in turn be in harmony with us, and we will start reciprocating so beautifully. That's called Ramarajya. That's called living in harmony with each other. It's a cosmos. My guru used to say, not a chaos, not a collision everywhere, bumping into each other, not physically, but ideologies, ideas. Every moment we are clashing within ourselves and outside of us. Mama Dharma. So what is the Gita talking about? Simple, my Dharma is talking about. There's one more beautiful sentence over there. First verse, first line, in the first line, first half, 2 words over there. It says, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. 2 words. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. Okay, Bhagavad Gita says, my Dharma, what I should be doing. Where should I do? Some of us are good inside the house, not so good outside. Some of us are ulta over there. See, hypocrisy over there. Where all should I be practicing my Dharma? These 2 words tell us. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. 2 words, we can split it into 4. 4 tiny words. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. What does Kurukshetra mean? Kurukshetra is the battlefield where the war happened. Somewhere near Delhi, we are told. Kurukshetra is there, a holy pilgrim center it is. Kshetra means field. Wherever we are in our houses now, we are all in a satsang field. That's what Kshetra means. So, Kshetra means a field of field. Kuru means to do. Karona, in Hindi we say, no? You please do it, no? So, Kuru means to do. Kurukshetra therefore means a work field, a doing field, a field wherein we are going to act. See the expansive, broad, universal meaning over there. Kurukshetra. Inside us, Kurukshetra is there, thoughts are there, emotions are there, good is there, bad is there. There is a whole field of activity happening inside. So, inside Kurukshetra is there. Of course, in our houses, Kurukshetra is there. It's a field of activity. Extended society is a field of activity. State, nation, country, countries, all of them are a Kurukshetra only, field of activity. In this Kurukshetra, convert this Kurukshetra into, what is the Lord saying over there? Dharma Kshetra. Don't make it into an adharma Kshetra. Now we already know what dharma means. So therefore, this Kurukshetra, my work field, what should I do? I should convert it into a field of activity wherein dharma is being pursued by me inside and outside. Then all our fields of activity become Dharma Kshetra. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. And these 4 words we can keep it any way we want. This is the beauty of it. Kshetre Kshetre Kuru Dharma. What does it mean? Kshetre Kshetre, emphasis over there. In every field of activity, what should you do? Kuru Dharma. Gita is telling us, please do your Dharma, perform your Dharma. Where? In every field, Kshetre Kshetre Kuru Dharma. Or Kuru Dharma, Kshetre Kshetre. Do your Dharma, fulfill your Dharma. Where? In every field, So the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita. So not only the first word and the last word told us what to do, what is the Gita all about, but the first 2 words over there, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre, and it is put into the mouth of Dhritarashtra. The blind king is asking in that war field called Kurukshetra, which is a Dharma Kshetra. He knows which is Dharma Kshetra. Means it's going to be a field of activity or a battlefield wherein ultimately it will turn out to be a dharma kshetra, mean dharma will win, adharma will lose. Who is on the side of adharma? Kauravas. Who is on the side of dharma? Pandavas. Dhritarashtra knows. If he knew, why did he not do what is supposed to be done? All of us are in the same boat. How many times we say, I knew what to do, but what to do? I did like this. It's Dhritarashtra in all of us. So he himself says, in that Kurukshetra, which is the Dharma Kshetra, where the battle is being fought between Dharma and Adharma, and ultimately it will be designated as the Dharma Kshetra. What are they doing? Sanjaya, my minister, what are they doing? He says. So therefore, the first two words of the Gita is also telling us what we should do. If we understand Mama Dharma and if we understand Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, we don't need the 700 verses. We don't need them. Because we know what to do. And we will follow it. Inside and outside. But to understand itself, we need to go into the Gita again and again, again and again, again and again. To one of us devotees, my Guru wrote, the 20th reading of the Bhagavad Gita, probably then, with the 20th reading of the Bhagavad Gita, maybe you will understand a little bit, is what he said. See how deep and how profound it is all about. So this is about what is the Gita all about. Now we will come actually to why was the necessity for Krishna to give out the entire Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna over there. We already know Pandavas and Kauravas, good and bad, standing face to face with each other. All things should have been done, were done. Even Krishna went as a peace ambassador, but the mission failed. He didn't fail the mission. They failed it over there. Duryodhana did it. And then finally they are face to face with each other in the war field over there. So I already said it's not a battle between people. It was, but we are going into the significance of it, the symbolism behind it. It's a conflict between good and evil over there. Arjuna is very confident. I think I can handle the issue. Children say, see, we bring down the Bhagavad Gita to a 10th standard child. How she or he should face an examination fever. If the Bhagavad Gita was taught to the children in school, we didn't need a prime minister every year to come and talk to the children about examinations. Good, let him do it. But then, they didn't need it. They won't need it. He is very confident, not overconfident. He is confident that he can manage the situation. Good in us. Good should never be passive goodness. Aggressive goodness is good. So he is confident. But there when he comes, he collapses. On the war field, Krishna is driving the chariot, he is sitting behind over there, very, very confident. He knows Krishna is there to protect him. Hanumanji is there sitting on top to protect him. Everything he knows. Then why should he have gone through that situation? We all go through it. I think I can, I think I can. But then somewhere we collapse. Why? I and mine comes in there. When we start thinking of ourselves, ego-centered when we become, when I overwhelms us, when mine overwhelms us, when we feel the situation is too much to handle, we can't cope up with it, our standpoint becomes small. Our perspective of the problem becomes small. When our perspective or viewpoint becomes small, problem looks huge, big to us. It looks like, oh, yo, it's going to crush me down. And I don't think I can handle the problem. When emotions are beautiful, emotionalism is wrong. When emotionalism comes to us, we will never be able to handle any simple problem also. Children can't handle the maths problem. Examination they can't handle. We can't cook in the kitchen. When somebody says, yesterday they told me that you make this recipe, you are a master of it. Now come on, make it in front of me. We have done it so many times. On that day, everything will miserably fail. Why? I-mine is there. Emotions are there. Anxiety is there. We want to prove ourselves there. I-mine is there. We want her to glorify us and to say, yes, everything will fail over there. Nervousness will be there. That's exactly what happens to Arjuna. He gets into such a situation over there, the entire first chapter. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and intellectually, he is broken down. At all levels of his personality, he just breaks down over there. He collapses on the floor of the chariot. I do not know what to do. My bow and arrow are slipping down. The bow is slipping. Imagine a child with the pen in the hand to face the examination saying, my pen is slipping down. I can't hold it. Hold it, try to hold it. No, it's slipping down, ma'am. I can't write. What to do? Everything is becoming blank. Sweating. Hands are trembling. That's what happens to Arjuna. The situation has overwhelmed him. Then what does he do? So he explains how the situation beautifully to Krishna that Krishna, this is what is happening, this is what my problem is, this my problem is, this my problem is this. Patiently Krishna hears him out. Like a counselor, he hears him. Entire first chapter. Krishna never interferes in the middle. Let him tell whatever is happening to him. And then let me see. Then I will diagnose the situation. Krishna can see the symptoms, but he wants the patient to talk over there. Because Arjuna is diseased. Dis-ease, English word. We can split it up into dis-ease. I am at ease means I am comfortable. I am not comfortable. I am feeling uneasy means dis-ease, not at ease. Disease doesn't only mean physical disease over there. And at physical level also it's showing to him. So he has collapsed over there. He doesn't know what to do. Everything, it's like a blackout over there. Blank has become. But the only saving grace over there is in the beginning of the second chapter, not the first or two, in the beginning of the second chapter, he suddenly realizes, he suddenly comes back to his 2 feet, not onto his 2 feet, within himself. He realizes, oh, I am confused. And then he says, if I am confused, what should I do? Ask somebody. Tell them my problem and ask them to help us to sort it out. That's the saving grace over there. So he says, Karpanya doshopahata svabhava. My nature, I am completely confused, Krishna. I don't know what to do and I do not know what not to do. Dharma sammuda. I do not know what is my dharma at this point of time. What I should, I do not know. I am totally confused. Please accept me as your disciple. I totally surrender onto you. When we totally surrender onto the teacher or to the person to whom we have gone for help or advice, mind calms down over there. Till then it was tensed up, grief, agitation. I can't, I don't know, I do not know. First the mind has to be quietened. That's why sit down, have a glass of water. Shanti, shanti, shanti first. Then only what I say, you will be able to take it in. That means mind is opening up. Mind is at the receiving end. It's ready to receive when somebody is telling something. So the mind is at a lower level. The person who is selling is at a higher level. We are not talking about height and all that. Higher means knowledge coming from higher level to a lower level. But we should be open to it. If mind block, mental block is there, nothing will work out. So he says, totally Krishna, I surrender unto you. You please accept me as your disciple. I do not know to whom else I should go to. All the happiness that I can get by conquering all the worlds is not going to help me, Krishna. You are the only one who can be my savior. Guide me, is what he says. That attitude should come to us. In any crisis, small crisis or big crisis, inside us or in the family or outside. If this much of a stand we can take, Bhagavad Gita becomes useful to us. It's not that to others she is not useful. We've opened up the window of our mind for the light of Bhagavad Gita knowledge to enter into us. If we have closed the window, sun is there, light is there, but it can't come into us, come into our house. Whose fault? Not the sun's fault. Our own fault. We did not open the window. So when we are capable of surrendering onto the Lord or to the higher, we open up the mind. so that the knowledge of the Gita can straight away come into us. So therefore they always say Krishna's treatment, Dr. Krishna's treatment to the patient Arjuna who had this disease called what? I-mind problem disease. Therefore entire Gita is how the Lord puts him back onto his 2 feet. It's called rehabilitation. To put him back on his 2 feet and make him do what he is supposed to do is what the entire Gita is all about. Chapter by chapter, chapter by chapter. Verse to verse connection is there. Chapter by chapter connection is there. Why this chapter comes only after that? The meaning is there. It's very beautifully laid out. It starts from the first chapter. First chapter is called Vishada Yoga. Vishada means depression, despondency, utter grief, sorrow, miserable. I have collapsed. I don't think I can get up. Chapter 1 is called Vishada, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So from Vishada to 18th chapter, what is the 18th chapter called? Moksha Sannyasa Yoga it is called. Moksha is not liberation. Yes, that also is there. So Vishada to Moksha means freedom, liberation. I was in this problem, now the problem has got solved, or I got help. I know what to do now. That is called freedom. We know the solution to it. Now no more it's a problem to us. So Vishada to Moksha through Sannyasa. Sannyasa means give up, giving up. In all our lives, sacrifice is a must. Giving up is a must. We are not talking about giving up everything and going to the Himalayas. The student has to give up seeing the TV or the cricket match if he or she wants good marks. If we have to go to the first floor, we have to give up being on the ground floor. That's what it means, rising up, giving up this so that we can reach that. That is called sannyasa. I mean, at different levels, we have to interpret the word sannyasa. I am making it very, very simple over here. So therefore, from the state of depression in which Arjuna has fallen into, Krishna takes him up to moksha, liberation. He is free now. Means he knows now how to handle the problem. So he is free to handle it now. Through a discipline. The word sannyasa means discipline over there. All topics are covered over there. And the beauty is it caters to everybody. Materialistic realm, spiritual realm. Spiritual seeker also will get the answer. Student also will get an answer. A businessman, a political leader, a doctor, an engineer, name it. Anybody will get the answer to or get the solution to their problem. Doubts are all cleared. So beautifully, like I said, Krishna takes him through. Verse by verse, chapter by chapter we can see. And then beautifully he puts everything in front of him. Krishna puts everything in front of Arjuna. The Guru puts everything in front of the disciple over there. The Shishya over there, Arjuna. And then what does the Lord say? What does the Guru say? Guru doesn't say, okay, I have told you, you wasted my time. No. You wanted a solution to your problem. Now I have given the solution. You have to do what I have told you, no? So beautifully the Lord tells everything that he has to say. And then he asks, and any time, the entire Gita is a dialogue. Krishna Arjuna Samvada. It's not that I am telling you to do this, do it. I am telling you not to do it, don't do it. But why, sir? No questions to be asked, no? Whenever Arjuna has a doubt, simple. He opens his mouth and asks. Krishna doesn't say no questions to be asked. And no beating around the bush also. Krishna stops, answers Arjuna's doubt, only proceeds further. Such a healthy dialogue between the Guru and the Shishya, the master and the disciple over there. So the environment in which a teacher and a student were is so beautifully laid out in the Bhagavad Gita also there. After having told all that the Lord has to say, he doesn't say now you must do whatever I am asking you to do, no. First the Lord says, are your doubts cleared? Have you understood whatever I have told you? Are your confusions all ended? See, in the class we say syllabus finished. Did your students understand? That I do not know. I was given this number of hours in this 1 year to complete my syllabus. I finished. Whether they understood or not is my problem. Why don't you take an extra class? Why should I take? Am I being paid for it? I'm just giving examples there. No, Krishna asks, are your doubts completely cleared? Confusion ended? Tell me. Even if you have the doubt 125th time, I will start right from the beginning. That's what a real teacher stands for. That's what a guru stands for. The Guru Gita, the glories of a guru is there so beautifully. So he says, all confusions ended, doubts cleared. Yes. Then he said, do whatever you want to do. Look at the teacher over there. What a magnanimous, broad-minded teacher. And we say narrow-minded, narrow-minded. Methodologies, education methodologies should change. Can we have a guru who is more broad-minded than this? More magnanimous than this? So much of learning from the Gita. Now, Arjuna, since you have understood everything, because he said, confusion ended, doubts cleared, Krishna. And he doesn't say, oh, you told, but I listened and understood. My brain worked. No. With your grace, hey Krishna, I have understood everything, he says. So look at the disciple over there. Tvat prasada. Prasada means your grace. Hey Achyuta, Krishna, it's only by your grace and blessings I have been able to understand whatever I have understood now. And yes, I have understood everything clear. Look at the surrender. Look at the faith. Look at the devotion over there of the disciple towards his guru. Then Krishna says, I have given you all freedom, Arjuna. You can do whatever you want. Because the teacher knows such a person, disciple will never ever make a mistake. The teacher is confident. He has full freedom to do. Even if he is not, teacher will always give the freedom to the student to do whatever he wants to do. Yatechasi tata kuru. Do whatever you wish to do. At the end of the Gita it will come, 18th chapter. And what does Arjuna do? So beautifully he says, Krishna, I will do whatever you tell me to do. Karishye vachanam tava. Whatever you tell me to do, hey Krishna, only that I will do. Is what Arjuna in turn tells him. So therefore, I will do thy bidding. So if you say, do this, I will do it. Krishna, if you tell me to do like this, I will. No questions asked after that. No doubts entertained. No confusions at all. Why Arjuna knows 120%. Krishna is there with me. He will lead me to victory. He has to. Yoga Kshema is mine. Bhagavan has taken the responsibility of Arjuna and the Pandavas. Why? They are standing on the side of Dharma. It's as simple as that. If we want to check up in our lives any problem, are we on the side of Dharma or are we on the side of compromising Adharma? If we are on the side of Dharma, no compromising, Lord has to be on our side. Are we sure? His promise it is. His is not an empty promise, like how we promise and then go back on our promise. I told you, never mind. We compromise. Left and right we compromise. Why did you tell me you will come today? I was waiting. Simply I told you. How casual we are. Thought. At the tongue level, cancelled. At the activity level, we are disintegrated people already. Where is integration in us? So therefore, Arjuna so beautifully says, I will do thy bidding. They say, if this attitude can come to us, beginning Arjuna saying, I am confused, Krishna, I have placed myself at your feet, I totally surrender unto you as your disciple, accept me as your disciple and lead me, guide me. If that much can happen to us, and through and through and through, when the Lord is advising us from outside or from inside, as an inner voice or through somebody, if we can very beautifully walk along with that higher advice, and at the end, if the teacher or the Lord tells us, now you can do whatever you want to do, my child or my devotee. And still if we can hold on and say, I have understood everything, I know what to do only by thy grace and by blessing and thy blessing, but Lord, thy will only be done, not mine, not mine. Harichitta Satya, Narachitta. If we can still hold on to that, then they say this is the beginning and the end of all life's journey, whether it is materialistic life journey or whether it is our spiritual journey. And at the end of it all, so beautifully, the Bhagavad Gita concludes that last shloka of the 18th chapter. Sanjaya is Dhritarashtra's minister who is narrating everything to the king in the palace. And he says at the end, he so beautifully says, there where Yogeshwara Krishna is, there where Dhanurdhara Partha is, Partha means Arjuna. What does he mean there? We have already seen. Arjuna stands for the mind. Krishna stands for intellect. Or Arjuna stands for Jiva, individual, soul, Jivatma. Krishna stands for Paramatma. Where there is Yogeshwara Krishna means where there is a beautiful, divine, pure intellect to guide us. Or where the Lord is available, the Lord is always there, only we cut him off from us. So where we are listening to him, the inner voice in us, that's what is meant by Yogeshwara Krishna. There where there is a Dhanurdhara Partha, Partha means Arjuna, Parthiva, mortal human being, mortal, one who exists in the mortal plane. Any one of us, an average normal human being. But Dhanurdhara, ready with bow and arrow. He's picked it up now. Means ready to act. Not sit down over there and say, I don't want to do anything. Let everybody else do everything for my comfort. No, we have to get up and do everything. So there where there is a Dhanurdhara path, where there is a mind ready to act, under the advice and guidance of that pure, noble, divine intellect, or where there is a Jivatma like us, an ordinary human being, ready to act in the field outside by following the advice or the instructions or the guidance of the Lord inside, or our teacher or our master. See, they both come together anywhere, any field. Sanjaya says over there, only there prosperity can be there. Only there plentifulness will be there. Only there richness will be there. We are not talking only richness means gold, silver, bank balance, we are not talking about. All riches. There only riches will be there. A rich life we would have led. There only glory will be there. Kirti will be there. Shri means sampat, plenty, prosperity will be there. Jaya, victory will be there. Some victory, enemy and we killed the enemy. We are not talking about that at all. Our inner enemies are there. All the passions in us, the raga, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madama, so many inner enemies are there. Victory over them all. Intelligence will be there, working fully throughout. Policies will be clean. We say government policies. Well, we also make some policies and laws and rules inside the house for ourselves. Policies will be clean. Everything will be very clean. What else does a person want? So therefore, in the world, so in a country, in a state, in a society, it should be Yogeshwara Krishna on one side and Dhanurdhara Partha on one side. Arjuna can stand for an individual, or collectively he can stand for a people also. He represents the people over there. Society ready to listen to the advice and guidance of a great person. When they say do this, don't do this, don't do this, the entire people should be ready to listen. So that also is taken care of, set at all levels. So it can be a country, it can be a state, it can be a society, it can be a family, or it can be our own selves individual. Basically, inside we have to make some readjustments. Then things all will work out very beautifully for us outside. So therefore, our mind completely under the guidance, under the shadow of the intellect, or we always seek the guidance of, seek the advice of the noble, somebody who is higher than us, the Guru. If the Guru is not available, the Lord inside will become our Guru. The scriptures are there to help us, to guide us, to advise us. If we are able to consistently connect, Krishna and Arjuna should connect. So now we know Jivatma, Paramatma should connect. Mind and intellect should connect. If they both can connect to each other, everything in life will get taken care of. Material life also gets taken care of. Spiritual life also gets taken care of. Within gets taken care of. Family gets, in the family, our life gets taken care of. In the society, of course, everything gets taken care of. If each one of us turn around and make ourselves available for the Lord's guidance, then individual perfection will happen. Individual perfection alone can lead to world perfection. Individual perfection alone can lead to universal perfection. So this is just a glimpse now of why Gita for me. It becomes very relevant for us. It becomes very important. First for us, then extended to everybody else. If I myself do not know where I stand, then nothing will fall in place for us. So therefore, it's a very, it's personal connect over there. We say universal knowledge. It is individual knowledge also to each one of us. So therefore, we all must make ourselves available for Mother Gita. We say Ma Amba Gita, we say Mother Gita, for her to advise us, to guide us, so that all of us turn around for the better. We become good, wholesome personality, wholesome family, healthy, wholesome society, state, country and the world. So with this, I would like to conclude. It's just again, like I said, tip of the iceberg. We can talk about every topic that we have touched on for hours together. But then I've just tried to put it all together and just a glimpse or a summary of why the Gita is so important for all of us. Thank you so much for this patient hearing, 1.5 hours. Thank you so much to all of you for giving me an opportunity to share with you a few thoughts of the Bhagavad Gita. Thank you so much. Hari Om. Hari.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that very rich and beautiful introduction to the Bhagavad Gita. As always, you've given us so many lessons to take away with us, but equally as many questions and things to think about. So thank you so much for that. So luckily for all of us, ma'am and her son, Sridharshan, who's sitting right next to her, who's also an excellent teacher, they are going to be starting a new Bhagavad Gita chanting class just in a few minutes. So it starts in about 15 minutes, 5:30 India time. And if you'd like to join for that, I've sent the link in the group chat. And from there, you can connect with Sridharshan to be added to that group. They'll start right from chapter 1, so it's perfect timing for that. So thank you all very much again. Thank you again, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you and Hari Om to each and every one of you. Thank you.